Hey everybody. Okay, you had section 11-5, page 501, numbers 3 through 78, multiples of 3. Okay, let's knock this out. Let's see. Number 3, 1 square root of 1 over 36. Okay, we can square the top and the bottom. 1 over 6. Number 6, negative square root 25 over 49. Again, we can square root the top and the bottom. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 49 is 7. Number 9. 9 says negative square root of 9 over 100. Number 12. Number 12 says square root of 50 over 18. Okay, so a little different from the first few. We cannot square root either number, but we can simplify the fraction first. Both numbers can be divided by 2. So that'll give us square root of 25 over 9. Now we can square root. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 9 is 3. Number 15. 15 says square root of 60 over square root of 15. We can't square root either number, but it can be simplified as a fraction. So both numbers can be divided by 5. So that's 3 and 12. Oh, this can be simplified further. Both numbers can be divided by 3. So square root of 4 over square root of 1, which is 2 over 1, or just 2. Number 18. We have square root of 18 over square root of 3. We can simplify the fraction. 18 over 3 is 6. We didn't square root anything, we just simplified the fraction. And that's as far as we can go. Number 21. Says square root of 12 over square root of 75. Both numbers can be divided by 3. We'll simplify the fraction. If you're not sure what I mean, we could factor it. 4 and 3, 25 and 3. That cancels. Now I can square root both numbers. The square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 25 is 5. Number 24. Square root of 18b, square root of 2b. The b's cancel. 18 over 2 is 9. We didn't square root anything yet. All we did was simplify the fraction. The square root of 9 is 3. Number 27. Says square root of 15x to the 5th over square root of 3x. 15 over 3 is 5. X to the 5th over x is x to the 4th. We simplified the fraction, but we didn't square root anything yet. We can square root x to the 4th. That would be x to the 2nd. And we can't do anything with the 5. Number 30. Square root of 2 over square root of 5. You can't square it either number. The fraction is already simplified, but we cannot have a radical in the denominator. we need to rationalize the denominator. We need to multiply by something so that it can square root in the denominator. We could try 5. That'd be square root of 10 over square root of 25. We can square root that now. Square root of 10 over 5. Number 33 says square root of 2/5. Oh, it's the same thing as that. It's just that it's under one radical instead of 2. So the answer for 33 is the same as 30. Number 36. 36 says square root of 7 over 8. We could multiply. It can't be simplified anymore. You can't have a radical in the denominator. We need to rationalize the denominator. We could multiply by, okay, we'll go at 8. This would be square root of 56 over square root of 64. We can square root to 64 now. That's just 8. Can we go further though? We can split the 56 into 4 and 14. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 over 8 simplifies to 1/4. Eight isn't the best choice. Let's try it again. So long we can square root the denominator, we can choose whatever we want to multiply. I'd have gone with 2. Square root of 14 over square root of 16. We can square root the 16 now. Same answer. Yeah. Either way works. Just going to have to do a little bit more thinking here. Okay. 39. 39 says square root of 1 over 18. Okay, another way to look at this, I could simplify the 18 into 9 and 2. The square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 9 is 3. Now, what can we multiply the numerator and denominator by so that it rationalizes the denominator? By 2. It would have been easy here if we had just gone by 18, but really the 2 is the better choice. We would have square root of 2 over 3 square root of 4. Now we can square root the denominator. This is 2, so the denominator 3 times 2 is 6. 42. 42 says square root of 1/3. We're going to rationalize the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical 3. This is radical 3 over radical 9, and that would be radical 3 over 3. Number 45. 45 says radical 3 over x. I can't have a radical in the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical x. We would now have radical 3x over radical x squared. The square root of x squared is just x. $48. Square root of a over b. Sorry, a. we need to rationalize the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical b. Radical ab, this is b squared, so that would just be b. (51) square root of 6c over 2d to the third. Bunch of things we can do. The 6 over 2 can cancel. That's just 3. So now I have radical 3c over, we have a radical of d to the third here. I'm going to split d squared and d. I can square root the d squared. That would be d radical d. On the top, we still have radical 3c. Okay, we still need to rationalize the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical d. That'll give us radical 3cd over. This is d, so d times that d is d to the second. Yeah, this is square root of d squared. So the square root of d squared is d, d times d is d to the second. Number 54. Radical 3 over radical 2. Can have a radical in the denominator. We need to rationalize. Radical 6, 2 times 2 is 4, 2. The square root of 4 is 2. Number 57. Square root of 48 over square root of 32. We can simplify the fraction. Both numbers can be divided by 16. So now we have radical 3 over radical 2, which is what we had here. So if we multiply by radical 2 to the top and bottom, that'll give me radical 6 over 2. Number 60. Radical 224 over radical 14. Okay, we can simplify the fraction. Can I think of what though? Would 14 work? Radical 14. Thinking too hard. Okay, let's just go. Let's just do it easier. 2 and 1, 12. 7 and 2. So the 2's cancel. Can 7 go into that? 7, 1. Yeah, 16. The 7's cancel. The square root of 16 is 4. (63) 63 says 4y over radical 3. Need to rationalize. Multiply top and bottom by radical 3. 4y radical 3, this is 9, so the square root of 9 is 3. Number 66. Says radical x to the third over radical 27. I'm going to factor. x squared and x, 9 and 3. I can square root those, so x radical x, 3 radical 3. I can have radical in the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical 3. So x radical 3x, this is radical 9, which is 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. Number 69. Says radical 27c over radical 32c to the third. The c's cancel. They'll just give me c to the second. So let's see. 27 splits up into 9 and 3. 32 is 16 and 2. We can square root the c squared. That's just c. We can square root the 9. That'll give me 3 radical 3. I can square root the 16. 4c radical 2. You cannot have a radical in the denominator. Multiply top and bottom by radical 2. 3 radical 6. This is a radical 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So 8c in the denominator. Number 72. 72 says radical x to the third over radical xy. We can simplify the fraction. This will cancel out one of them. Now it's x to the second. So square root of x to the second is just x. We still have a radical y in the denominator though. We need to rationalize. Multiply top and bottom by radical y. X radical y, this is y squared. The square root of y squared is just y. $75. 5 radical 2 over 3 radical 5. You cannot have radical in the denominator. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by radical 5. This is 5 radical 10 over 3 times radical 25. This is 5. Oh, the 5's cancel. Radical 10 over 3. Last one. 78. Oh boy. Radical 2/3 over radical 3/2. We can have a radical in the denominator. There's a whole bunch of ways we could do this. Okay. We need to multiply top and bottom so that this denominator is rationalized. I could go 3/2. That's one way to do it. So this would be square root of 1. 6 over 6. This would be square root of 9/4. Okay, we square root what we can. This is 1 over 3/2. 1 divided by 3/2. 1 times 2/3, which is 2/3. Let's look at that one more time. Instead of multiplying by 3/2, we could have multiplied by radical 2/3. The denominator, that would be 6 over 6, which would be square root of 1. This would be square root of 4/9. Square root of 1 is just 1. Square root of 4/9 is 2/3. And 2/3 divided by 1 is 2/3. Okay, hope that helped. Let's see you in the next one.